We're the glamour cats.
Cassidy Quinn.
Hey guys, it's me, Cassidy Quinn, or today should we say Cassidy Quinn, and I don't know the cat version of your name, Destiny Johnson.
I don't get one.
Do you have like a cat spirit animal?
I'm allergic to cats.
Me too, and I only realized this recently, and that's why I don't really do videos about cats except for when they're on the movie screen, except I guess last week when I kind of like licked a cat. Oh god. Are you trying to lick it? Oh, is that weird? Oh.
Yeah, but we don't have to be allergic or not allergic to cats to enjoy the musical festivities or not enjoy. We're gonna see.
We may be allergic to actual animal cats, but we are not allergic to musical theater. You are like me, you love musicals. Like you're a musical nerd.
And I saw cats so many times as a child because when you're a kid, cats dancing around on stage is like amazing.
Right, because I mean, who doesn't want to just like dance around as an animal?
We don't even need costumes, you can just use that Snapchat filter.
That's so, I was thinking, isn't there a cat one?
Yes, there is.
I was thinking we should like do it. We'll get there. So tonight, we're outside the movie theater because we get to see Cats, the musical, the movie, which comes out this Friday in theaters, and we get to see a little press screening. The other movie we've seen together was a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
I feel like Cats is kind of like the Marvel for people that aren't into superheroes.
You know,
like the musical people.
I buy that. Should be action-packed.
Yes.
There's an attractive cast of stars.
So you loved the musical back when you were a kid?
I did, yeah. And then when you're an adult, you're like, this is maybe a little weird.
See, I only saw it, I think, when I was in high school, and I only saw it once, and I was a little bit confused. I enjoyed the characters, I enjoyed the costumes, but I don't know if I liked it as other musicals, maybe just because I couldn't relate to the cats like I could to humans, and I wasn't sure if there was a plot, and maybe that was just on me. Like, is there a plot of Cats?
Yeah, it's like about class stratification and like ascending to be better.
Wow, I don't think I was smart enough.
But mostly, my sexual awakening was definitely Rum Tum Tugger, who is played by Idris Elba in this movie, so I'm ready to be very confused about my life.
Very sexually awoken.
What are your thoughts, like, based off the trailer and stuff?
The trailer, I was not as shocked as many people on the internet were.
That's right, yeah.
And I guess that's just because, like, what would you think if they're making Cats the musical into a movie with celebrities in it? What else would it look like?
I don't know. I had the VHS of the musical that I watched a lot as a kid, even though I had gone to see it like live a few times. And it was like people dressed up. It wasn't like the CGI creates like a weird uncanny valley sort of situation in my mind. So I don't know. I think it's gonna be really weird. The moment in the trailer where the cat, which is the magical Mr. Mistopheles, played by James Corden, when he pumps another cat with his belly, that was like a little too much for me. So we're gonna.
I love James Corden so much, though.
Yes.
Do you think they'll totally change the plot? Like, will they add more of a like romance, comedy, more kind of Hollywood movie plot to bring it to the big screen?
Probably, because they probably want kids to see this, so they're probably going to make it a little more like cut and dry, so it's not like confusing for people who are coming to see the movie. You know, people who maybe aren't so like used to like the narrative in a musical, which is kind of disjointed.
Yeah, and sometimes you like have to listen to the songs, but then you just get into the singing and dancing. Right. I was watching a bunch of Cats the musical on YouTube earlier today to prepare for this evening, because I was like, I haven't seen this in so long. What was the plot? And then I still couldn't really figure it out. But there's a lot of just like music with dancing. Do you think there'll be as many dance numbers in the movie
I hope
version?
so. That's what makes it good.
Yeah.
Do you think this is going to be a good movie, or like a movie that you enjoy but don't tell people about? Because that's what I think. I think it's going to be one of those movies that I like secretly enjoy, because I know Cats is like not a great musical in terms of people who like musicals, you know, they'll like shame you for it. So it's like one of those like secret things. I'm like, I like musicals, but like I don't tell people I like Cats. So like, am I going to like this movie but like it in secret?
Yeah, perhaps.
Pleasure.
It might be one of those that I go listen to the soundtrack and get all the songs stuck in my head and like memorize all the lyrics, and then only talk to you about it at our desk. Like, what's happening? Hey, which song do you have stuck in your head today? I feel like at the end we should rate it in cat heart eye emojis.
Yes. Give it a positive review.
Questions we want to answer. I feel like, who's our favorite cat? Who's the sexiest cat? Who's the creepiest cat?
Go with the sexiest cat. Actually, is it Taylor Swift or is it Idris Elba?
Right, I know.
Gotta find out.
Could have multiple sexual awakenings.
Weird thing that I'm doing this evening.
Okay, should we go see the movie?
Yes. I'm cold.
I know, we need to go put our fur coats on. Okay, we came out of the movie and we've been transformed into cats. Who knew? We were prepared the whole time. I was so thoroughly entertained the entire time.
Same, actually. I really expected this movie to be, like, bad. Here's the thing. I had a few, like, really self-aware moments where I was like, what am I watching? But if you put that aside, it was truly, like, very fun.
My self-aware moments were when I realized that my face was telling all of the emotions of that scene or how I was feeling about that scene. I'd be like smiling, and then I'd check in with myself and think, what are you doing? Like you're in a movie theater. But yeah, that was really entertaining. It totally was the musical. Like we were talking earlier, were they gonna add some more plot and drama and dialogue to it? But they didn't. It seemed like it was just the music.
Nope. So if you don't like musicals, it's maybe not the movie for you. I also feel shocked because I have such memories, like I said, of the musical, watching it a lot as a kid, and I really thought that Idris Elba was gonna be Rum Tum Tugger. I was wrong, so now I have to deal with my feelings about being attracted to Cassidy the cat. That's fine. Also, I thought that James Corden was gonna be the Magical Mr. Mistopheles, which is my favorite musical number, but it wasn't, but it was still very magical and lovely. I don't know, I really liked it. Like, I feel like kind of dumb being like, if it's a good movie, go see it, but also like, maybe go see it if you like musicals.
Yes.
I really wanted him to pop out of the cat door and be like, Jason Derulo.
I wanted him to go, Jason Derulo, like purr, get like the purr in there.
That's good. That's a good one. So, what's your positive review? How many cat faces out of 5 cat faces?
Honestly, I think 5 cat faces with the hard eyes because I was so entertained. That was so fun.
I was too. I really was. Like, if you like the musical, you will like this movie. If you're not into musicals, it might be a little bit of a hard sell for you. I'm gonna give it like 4.5 cat faces.
Okay.
The only downside for me is like seeing it on stage, you're so overwhelmed by like the talent of all the people and like seeing the scenes change. Like that's so cool to see. Like, you know, I had the VHS, but I also, you know, saw it in person on stage. So like seeing that kind of stuff, you know, I'm sure they were doing all those dance moves and like there was like a tap dancing cat and I'm sure the actor was actually tap dancing, but it was kind of hard to tell because it was so CGI, but it was still very impressive and fun.
Yeah, there were a few times where I'd see them dancing and then part of it kind of seemed like the special effects, like they would kind of float up too gracefully or too quickly or something. But I was pleasantly surprised that there were like the huge full cast dance numbers like you get to see on stage and that there was a lot of dance because I feel like a lot of movies, they kind of tone that down.
Sure, yeah, no, this was like going for the Gusto musical sort of situation. I could not stop laughing when
Dame
Judy Dench appeared as like a big fluffy like cat in her like giant cat jacket and like something about her cat legs were so weird to me. Whatever, she does this like break the third wall thing where she talks right into the camera at the end and I would do anything that
as only she could
told me to do. So
that's how you address a cat. I will always remember how to address a cat because Dame Judy Dench told us to.
Yes.
Also, if she's wearing a coat, like is that more cat fur? I couldn't figure out the cats that had not actual clothes, but like a fur coat clothes. Like what?
Also, like where did Ian McKellen get his jacket, his cat jacket?
He was so adorable.
He really was. He was great. Who's your favorite cat?
Jenny Anydots, I think, was my favorite, and I was kind of disappointed that she didn't get to like come back a little more towards the end with James Corden. Also loved James Corden. I think they're my favorite. Who was your favorite?
Really funny. The Magical Mr. Mistopheles is my favorite because I love that musical number and it gets stuck in my head even to this day sometimes, just like, you know, when you're like sitting quietly by yourself and then something creeps in. That's sometimes the thing that creeps into my brain.
Yes.
And it was really good. But I really liked Francesca Hayward she's the lead cat who's in Victoria. She's kind of like not really known, but she had like a beautiful voice and she was like very talented dancer, and so I'm sure you'll see more of her in like movies and stuff.
She definitely like made me feel an emotional connection to Victoria and like want to fight for her.
Cute.
The whole thing definitely gave a message of like fight for your dreams, don't give up, and just be nice to people or cats and people. Just like be kind, support their magic or their whatever. Oh my gosh, always with the showstopper.
I mean, incredible. Like Cats is like the first thing I can remember having like a very emotional response to as a child. Like she plays
Grisabella.
Grisabella, that's right.
The glamour cat.
The glamour cat, yes. She sings this like big musical number at the end, and I can remember as a kid like crying about that because she gets picked as the Jellicle cat and she goes up into the sky.
It's beautiful.
And when I was a child, I remember like that being like my first like very visceral response to some things, and she did like an incredible job. She's such a talented singer.
She was really great.
Yeah.
But that was gonna be my second choice for my favorite character on a totally opposite type of character than those other guys that were there for comedic relief, and she was not.
Yes, yeah, she was definitely there for the feels.
Who was the creepiest cat, do you think, to you? Was there a creepy cat?
Listen, they gave Taylor Swift some cat titties that she like shimmied. Did not enjoy that process in my face. She's incredibly talented and she did a great job singing it, but it was just like a really weird experience for me, personally.
I feel like they let Taylor be prettier than the other women that they turned into cats. Like they left more of her human face so she could be really pretty and be Taylor Swift. Maybe that was like in her contract, like only 15% of my face can be turned into a cat.
I mean, I would make that, if I was as beautiful as Taylor Swift, I would make that in my contract as well. So no, it was great. I can't wait to see like behind the scenes like photos or videos of this, because I imagine they're all just like in really tight, weird green screen suits with the green screen behind them just like rubbing up on each other like
it's
really
like the
weird.
great equalizer. Like no one can be more beautiful than anyone else in a full-on green suit.
All of these weird green suits like pressing our faces up against each other to like mimic like intimacy of cats. Very strange.
I was pleasantly surprised. I don't know if this is a spoiler, but none of the cats like actually kissed. I was kind of worried. There were a couple moments where I was like, are they gonna make out like humans right now? But it's gonna look really weird because they're supposed to be cats.
Sometimes you're like very aware that they're humans like cats, like they're like making meowing noises. And then sometimes when they walked around on all fours, it was weird because they were like walking on their toes, but also on their hands.
Or wearing shoes because they're dancing in the street.
Oh yeah,
like
Jason Derulo and another cat were wearing like Timberlands.
Yes.
It's really weird.
For me, each time a new human as a cat was introduced in the movie, it would take me like a minute or two to get used to them as a cat, and then after that I forgot they were human and they were just a cat to me.
I kept trying to see their human faces. So like, I'd be like, who's that actor? Who is that? Like, a lot of them were like really recognizable, like Rebel Wilson and Taylor Swift was really recognizable, so was James Corden, but like, I kept being like, who is that actor? Like, where do I know them from? Because it was just like vaguely reminiscent of their human face. It's kind of weird.
They did not get that in their contract. They're like 90% cat. To me, the creepiest cat body was Idris.
It was so velveteen.
And so, just like all the same color, it really, really seemed like a cat, but also still like a human was naked. Like that one seemed like the most a naked body. You could see his abs. None of the other cats got abs, but they were just trying to let him sexually awake some people. Some children are going to see cats right now and seeing Idris Elba
They too are
and
just
cats.
going to lose their mind at Idris Elba as a cat. And you know what? That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, he did have a weird, all the same color, like very slick, weird looking cat body. He also had these very strange, large contacts in. Yeah. And no other cat really had like such strange looking contacts.
And I really did enjoy Jason Derulo. He was very entertaining.
Funny. This movie was like really funny. Like I don't know if it was trying to be funny, but it did not take itself too seriously.
Even though it's like kind of a serious storyline as far as musical storylines go, but yeah, it was still funny, still very entertaining.
I'm glad I saw it, is what I'm trying to say.
Me too.
Which is not what I thought I was going to say after exiting this theater.
Okay, well thank you guys for watching. Give this video a thumbs up for us wearing cat ears this entire time. We're the glamour cats. Make sure you subscribe and click the little bell so you get notified whenever I post a new video. And if you have not been over to Destiny's channel, youtube.com/KGWcomics, and she does comic reviews every single week and when all the movies come out. Meow! Oh god. It is cold! We need like a cat costume or something. It's actual fur.
I wore my furry jacket in spirit.
Jason Derulo.
Dame. What?
Dame
Judy
Dench.
Dench.
I'm not a cat.
Can I help you?
Oh my god, please.
Let me